In this video, we'll be going through 4 different epic battles. The village versus the mountain cave, the mine versus the creeper mine, the mine versus the fortress, and the abandoned village versus the Illager raid. Let's go. So, 2 biggest LEGO Minecraft sets of all time. The LEGO Mountain Cave and the LEGO Minecraft Village. Both amazing sets, but which one's better?
3, 2, 1, go!
Let's start off with looking at how the sets are. The village is really good, really accurate to how it was in 2016. It has so many cool features and is really detailed. I love how they've made a proper village and not just laced out on it. They made the blacksmith, they made the library, they made the small little hut, they did everything. They even made a well. And they did make something that's not a natural structure, but that's all good because it does fit in. And they even made the crops and everything to the minute details they've made in the set. They have all the minifigures you need. So I think this village is going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. There's little to zero problems in this set. And now let's look at the mountain cave. It's an amazing set. It's huge. 2,800 pieces. That's an amazing achievement for LEGO Minecraft. It has so many small details as well, and even has a light brick included in the set that can light up the redstone, the lava, and even a jack-o'-lantern. That's awesome and a great feature made by LEGO. I think it's an amazing set and is mostly accurate other than the elevator, as an elevator can't be made in the game for a minecart like that, so it is a little bit inaccurate in some ways, but I can see that was a play feature and it is quite a fun one as well. The minifigures are definitely amazing. It has so many, loads of exclusive ones that can be worth so much nowadays. And I think just the height and the size of this set make it amazing. It's probably going to get a 9.5 out of 10 from me, just because that's small in accuracy, but overall it's an amazing set. Next up is piece count. Now there's an obvious winner for this one. This is obviously the mountain cave. With over 1,000 pieces more, 1,200 pieces more, that's crazy. And has a lead over second place. That's an insane lead. And that is quite amazing to see, and quite sad as well. It's like we haven't got a set like that for ages now, and LEGO Minecraft really needs to get back on the game with their larger sets. Next up is minifigures. And to be honest, I think the Mountain Cave might win this one as well. It has loads of exclusive and rare minifigures inside it, and they all look really cool. Like the slime, the angry wolves, the black sheep, the Alex, the Steve, everything in the set is super cool. It has loads of them as well. But the village also has its cool fair share of minifigures, like the White Robe minifigure, the zombie villager, everything like that. Both these sets have really good minifigures, but I think the Mountain Cave just comes out a little bit more on top than the village for minifigures. Now we're going to talk about accuracy. This is something I mentioned when we were reviewing the sets for a little bit of time, and I'd say that the village is definitely more accurate. Everything from the little houses to how it's spaced is just really good. It was really accurate to how the village was in 2016. Of course that's changed now, but accuracy wise for the time, it was amazing. But the mountain cave has its fair share of accuracy as well. It looks a lot like a mountain, but there's just a few things like that lift and stuff that just aren't accurate. And that's why this accuracy point is definitely going to go to the village. And now we're going to talk about displayability. This one's quite difficult because they're both huge sets and really displayable. The village has that huge displayable village everything. It's just got everything that makes it like you could display it as a singular LEGO Minecraft world. The mountain cave is so big, it could go on a shelf and fit in anywhere. But I think I'm going to give this one to the village. I think it's more displayable as it's actually a natural structure in the game. So as a collector of LEGO Minecraft, I play the game itself, and having something that is actually in the game would make it more of a displayable thing. It would be quite cool because it'd almost be like you have your own Minecraft mini world. Whereas the mountain cave isn't really a natural structure in the game, it's just players have built into a mountain. So that's why I'm giving the displayability point to the village. And finally, we're just going to go with overall looks and what people think of it. They both look amazing. The mountain cave does have a bit of grey in it, and it can get a bit bland at times because of how grey it is being a mountain, but they do add stuff like the minecart track and things like that, and the farm on top, as well as that little creeper head house, to make it so it's a bit more interesting. And I really like that because they could have really just made it really bland and but I really like how they've made it so they've added some detail to it, like that minecart track. The village, however, has so much colour around it. It has all the village houses, it has the water inside the farm, it has like everything from a little farm to a well to a little bit of sand leading into a desert from the plains and a little bit of a beach, but not that much to talk about. So I really think that looks, I'm probably going to give that to the village as well. As it's really accurate and it has lots of colour in it, I'm just going to say it just has a little bit of better look than the mountain cave. So that ends the video. And the scores are 3-2 to the village. So overall, I think the village might be a bit of a better set. Just accuracy-wise and how it looks, I think it's just a little bit better than the mountain cave, as the mountain cave isn't really a natural structure, but the village is. So it's more of a displayable feature for LEGO Minecraft fans. But they're both amazing sets, don't get me wrong. And they're both in like the top 3 sets of all time. And now we're going to move on to the fortress versus the mine. This is going to be good. The fortress and the mine. 2 amazing LEGO Minecraft sets. But which one comes out on top? So that's what we'll be doing right here. Comparing the 2 and seeing which one's better. Ready? Let's go. So to start off, we'll just be doing a quick overview of the sets. Starting off with the mine. It's a really cool set and it's quite old as well. Being one of the first proper LEGO Minecraft sets of the theme, which is not counting the micro worlds, it had some pretty cool minifigures and it was really well designed. It was modular, so you could actually take each part apart and then make it into different types of builds. It had super cool minifigures and it had iron armor, which was quite new because it was a new armor for the theme, so that was also really exciting. It also had that minecart track going down the side, which I thought was awesome and looked really cool, although it's not the most accurate as it is just a big plate going down diagonally. But other than that, it's quite an accurate set and looks really cool. I especially love how it has play features with the TNT and everything, and how they've made the bridges, which also look amazing and really cool. And I like how they've done the layers, which go down deeper into the mine from the top, which is the overworld, and then you just go deeper and deeper into the mine, finding the rarer ores. So next we move on to the fortress, also an awesome set. I feel like the ice castle may have been inspired by the fortress, because they do look pretty similar, although the fortress is a little bit bigger. And just the fortress itself has the banners, it's really well made, and just like the mine, it's a bit like it's modular, but it can't like come apart upwards, it comes apart sideways, so you can make it taller or maybe sideways, you can make it longer. I think that's quite cool and adds a bit of creativity to it that LEGO Minecraft requires from quite a lot more now. But it's also just awesome how they added that, and the minifigures are really cool, although it could use some better minifigures. Stuff like, you know, it just has skeletons, which could be improved, because you could have other things like creepers or zombies and stuff in a set that's quite expensive at the time. I think you should be getting a bit of a bigger minifig selection, but I still think it's cool that we got the golden armored Steve with the spruce armor stand, which I think is awesome because we don't have much of those armor stands anywhere, because mostly it's in the training grounds, the Illager raid and the fortress, which are a little bit more expensive than most LEGO Minecraft sets. And to start us off, I think we'll be going for minifigures. The winner of this one is quite hard because both of the minifigures are a tad bland, because they're just some mobs and Steve, but I think that the winner of this one is probably the mine. Now, I'm not saying it has rarer minifigures, but I'm saying it has more of a selection. The fortress has a baby sheep, a horse, Steve, and 3 skeletons. So it does actually have more minifigures than the mine. But the mine has more of a selection, being a spider, a skeleton, a zombie, a Steve, and a creeper, which is kind of what you need for a mine, and I really think that they should have added more troops like that into the fortress, because all we get are skeletons, and I really think they could have added more to that, because zombies are actually more common than skeletons, so I think zombies would have been quite good in the fortress, and we do get zombies in the ice castle, which I think they should have added into the fortress. And that is why the fortress doesn't win the minifigure thing and the mine does, so that's 1-0 to the mine. And now we'll be going for piece count, which will go to the fortress. The fortress just has a little bit over the mine. The mine has around just over 900, whereas the fortress is edging on 1,000. It's quite a small difference, so there's not much of a difference. You're probably going to get around the same build length, but the fortress does have that little bit of an advantage over the mine with a tad bit more piece count. And now we're going to be going for accuracy, and this one's quite difficult as neither of them are natural structures. The mine is quite accurate to the caves, although it does have those small things like the big ramp, which isn't exactly accurate, but the fortress also has its small inaccuracies, and I think I'm just going to give this one to the fortress. I feel like as the mine was one of their first LEGO Minecraft sets, it has a few more inaccuracies than the fortress does after quite a while. The mine does have that ramp which isn't exactly accurate, and the fortress is more like something that the players are building the game, and I think it's quite accurate how you can make it into different things. I think it's really close, but I think the fortress just comes out on top of that, so that's 1-1 to both of them. And next up we'll be going for displayability. These are both super cool sets and really displayable. The mine is really cool as it's older, so it can be quite a collector's material, and so can the fortress, but the mine is just a little bit older. But I really think that the fortress may win this one. Just being a fortress makes it that little bit more displayable, because fortresses are always cool. Having a castle set is one of the best LEGO Minecraft sets, and a LEGO set altogether, castle sets are awesome. Like the new Knights castle that came out last year is awesome, and I really wish I had it. And also, I just think it works really well, and I just love this fortress. So now we're going to go for overall looks. It's 2-1 to the fortress at the moment, so it could end up a tie, or it could end up the fortress winning. They both look amazing and really cool. The mine is actually quite tall and quite big, and the fortress is too. It's just not as tall, it's more wide and thick. I think, though, that the winner of this one will be the fortress. Like I said before, just it being a fortress makes it a bit cooler. Fortresses have always been cool, and that's why I think overall looks will go to the fortress. And to conclude this all, the score is 3-1 to the fortress. So the fortress wins this one. I think the fortress is an awesome set, but the mine is also. It was quite a close one, and they're both awesome sets, and I'd buy either one. So obviously the fortress won that one, but who will the mine go against next? Let's see. So, we've got two different sets from completely different years here. The Creeper Mine and the Mine. They're both really awesome sets, and I think that they're really good and should go against each other. You ready? Let's go. So, to start us off, I'm going to be doing a quick overview of each of the sets. The Mine is also really tall, really cool, and has those bridges. It's like layers, so you go from the overworld all the way down to the deeps of the mine where you find rarer ores. I love how they've done that as well. It has ladders, it has play features such as where the TNT can explode. It has minecart track and everything. That's just awesome, but there's a few inaccuracies in the minecart track with the ramp. But also the fact that it's modular makes it super cool as well, because you can take each part apart and then make it into different mines, which I think is awesome because that just adds that creativity on top. And I think that's just something that LEGO Minecraft requires from more nowadays. And just how they've made it is really smart and really good for how they can make play features like different scenes on each of the levels, and how it's just little rooms on each part. I love this set, so let's move on to the Creeper Mine. Now the Creeper Mine is also to do with a cave. It also has a minecart track, but it's more like the entrance to the abandoned mineshaft. I myself have the two attached just to make it so it looks even cooler. The Creeper Mine does not have that modular feature, which I think it could do more from, but it does have a play feature where you can put gold into the head of the creeper, and then it goes down this little dispenser thing, which I think is super cool, and then it dispenses out into the minecart with the chest. That's awesome. Also, you can make the minecart track explode at the front, and it's just a lot of combinations of different biomes, such as mesa, desert, and then you have the cave. And that's pretty cool. I think it could feel a little bit more complete because it kind of ends where the creeper is. That's kind of annoying. And also, the creeper isn't really possible to build in the game. I tried it myself. I don't think you can do it. The way that they've made the eyes is just not really possible to do. But I think it's still an awesome set, and all the features and everything just make it really fun and really cool. And next we're going to go for piece count. Now the obvious winner of this one is the mine. The mine has quite a lot more pieces, by around 100 pieces. It's quite a big set, so it's quite hard to beat. It's really close to 1,000. It's just got around 80 pieces to go, and then it'd be 1,000. I think the piece count was quite good for the mine, as it was one of their first sets, so it was quite impressive to have such a big set. The Creeper Mine is around 800 pieces, but it's still a really fun build, and I think they'll probably get around the same build time, if not, the mine might be just a little bit longer. I think they're both super cool builds though, and they are around the same piece count, but the mine wins this one, so it's 1-0 to the mine. Next up is minifigures. Both of them have kind of similar minifigures, but I think the winner of this one might actually go to the Creeper Mine. The Creeper Mine has just some really cool minifigures like the Husk, which is exclusive to the set. I really like the Husk and how they did it. It's really accurate to the game, so that's kind of what rules it over the mine. Just the way that they have the Husk makes it just amazing, and I love this set. As well as the new skin, which was a blacksmith. I think that's also really cool that they added that, because that means that we get another skin in it. And everything like that just makes it a really cool set for minifigures, especially that Husk. That Husk is an amazing minifigure, and I think they did it really, really well. And now we're going to go for displayability. Now, both of these sets are super displayable, with the mine being really, really tall, and that makes it quite cool, as well as the Creeper Mine being quite tall as well, but it's also quite wide, and has that minecart entrance, which is always cool. I think, though, the winner of this one would probably be the mine. I think just the way it's designed makes it kind of more displayable because of how big it is. The way that you can make different scenes on the bridges and all the different areas, as well as the big minecart track, just makes it awesome. But when you display them together, put the Creeper Mine in front as the entrance to the minecart, and then you could put the mine behind, like as the mine itself, I think that's the awesome way to display it. I think the mine itself is a little bit more displayable, but the Creeper Mine is close behind because it is the entrance of the mine. So they're quite close, but I think the mine just wins over that little bit, as well as being an older set, so it's a bit more of a collector's material. And now we're going to go for overall looks. Both these are really cool sets for overall looks, and I think it might actually go to the Creeper Mine. I know that the mine won displayability for being like a collector's material and being really big, but the Creeper Mine just has that creeper which looks quite cool next to the entrance. I think that's like just a cool feature, and also the way that you can actually see when all the gold goes down the back in that little pinball machine kind of thing, I think that makes it even cooler. So that makes it 2-2. So we're going to have a tiebreaker here. Both of these sets are amazing. Both of them have lots of pieces, are really big, but which one will come out on top between the two? I think it's going to go to the mine. The mine just has that special thing where you have it going down in the layers to get the deeper ores. It's one of the first Lego Minecraft sets, so it always feels quite special, and it's quite a collector's material. It's really large and has some quite cool minifigures, as well as that minecart track just being a little bit more something than the Creeper Mine has, which is just going around the side. But the Creeper Mine is close behind the mine, and I think they're both super awesome sets, and this was a very close tie. And now we're going to do two different similar sets. Let's see this. So we have two really similar sets, being the Illager Raid and the Abandoned Village. They're both village sets from most recent updates to the village, so it's not like the old village set that was quite a lot bigger, but it's now inaccurate. We're going to be comparing these two to see which one's the better village set. You ready? Let's go. So we're going to start with an overview of each of them. The Illager Raid is a super cool set that came out in 2021. It has some really cool minifigures such as the Pillager Captain and some pillagers. It has a Ravager as well, which I don't know why it's brown because it should be grey, but it's still quite cool that we got the Ravager, and then it has the feature so it can open and close its mouth. Also, we got that Illager banner, which is also super cool, as well as the overall looks of it. You have the little house there. You have an armor stand, which is super cool with some diamond armor on. You have that little well area, don't really know what it is, and you have some terracotta with that, and you have a little farm area. I think it's quite cute. It's not the biggest village, but you could buy like loads of these and make a giant desert village with it. Also, you have that Vindicator, which doesn't come in too many sets, and it's quite cool that we got it because Vindicators are quite important in the game, but I thought we would have got it in a Woodland Mansion set, but we did get it in the Illager Raid, so that's pretty cool. Now we move on to the Abandoned Village. The Abandoned Village is also a really cool set with some quite good minifigures. It has the zombie villagers, which made the zombie villager from the village a bit less rare because of it being in other sets. I thought it was super cool that we got those, as well as that villager hat that we now have, which is also super cool, because in the Illager Raid they never included any hats, they just had the desert villagers, when I really think they should have included that hat that they have nowadays. So that was a really cool feature in it. And also you have the little village house, and it's quite cute, as well as the little farm areas, but it's a bit more spread out and doesn't have as many big structures. whereas the Illager Raid has those larger structure in the middle. But I think the Abandoned Village has the nice modular thing, so does the Illager Raid. You could take the top off of it, and you could take the top of that house and then make the interior better and everything. I think it's also a super cool set, so let's move on to our first stage, which is Piece Count. Now the obvious winner of this one is the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid has over 500 pieces, whereas the Abandoned Village only has over 400. So it's just over an 100 piece difference. So the Illager Raid obviously win this one, and it will have a little bit longer of a build time, but it's still quite close. But I think the Illager Raid does win this one by quite a bit if you think about it, because other ones it has been almost less than 100, whereas this one it is over 100. And we're now going to go for minifigures. This one's really hard because they both have super cool minifigures. I love the Zombie Villager, and that was the reason I really want to buy the Abandoned Village. But I love the Ravager and the Pillager Captain and things. So I think the winner of this one is going to be the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid just has that Ravager, the Pillager Captain, and the Vindicator, as well as 2 villagers and a player. So you have so much to see in it. I think that it just wins. As well as having that Kai minifigure, which is also really cool, which is based off the Ninjago minifigures. And the fact that we did get a big fig Ravager, even though it is inaccurate, I think it's still cool that we got it. As well as that Pillager Captain, which has the banner and everything. I'm really glad that we got all the minifigures in this set, so that's why it just wins it over a bit. It just has a little bit better minifigures, probably because of that Ravager. And next up, we'll be going for displayability. Both of these sets are super cool and really displayable. They're both kind of play sets, so they do have that little bit of thing that makes them less displayable, but I think the winner of this one may be the Illager Raid again. It just has that Ravager, which makes it more displayable, as well as it having more bigger builds and main builds than the Abandoned Village. The Abandoned Village felt too broken up, where the Illager Raid you feel like you can put it together and make it a bit more together to make it more displayable. I feel like the Abandoned Village really needed some bigger builds, because most of them are really tiny on little base plates, and the only big thing is that little house. So I think that the Illager Raid will win this one, making it 3-0 to the Illager Raid. And now we're going to go for overall looks. Now this one's really hard because they both look quite accurate and really cool. But I think the winner of this one may be the Illager Raid. The Illager Raid just has that little bit more to it. Like I said before, the larger builds make it look better, and having the farm and everything makes it feel more like a real desert village. It may not feel complete, but neither does the Abandoned Village. I think this one feels more complete than the Abandoned Village, so that's why it's won that one. And the final score is 4-0 to the Illager Raid. That's quite bad for the Abandoned Village. But they're still both really cool sets, and it was quite hard to decide for each section. I think the Illager Raid just comes out on top on each section by a little bit, just because it's a bit bigger and it has some more amazing builds. So those are 4 epic LEGO Minecraft battles. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all next time.